You're recording your CD at the moment?
Yes.
How's that going?
It's going all right. Yeah. It's funny because whenever people ask me that, it's kind of I don't quite know what to say. You know, it's all going fine. Nothing spectacular to report.
How far through it are you?
I'm well, because I don't tend to I don't think anybody does tend to start at the beginning and work through to the end.
Yeah.
It's hard to chart. I mean, I've got 5 or 6 songs fairly definitely down.
Yeah.
There's bits of them still to be done. I've been doing drums and bass sessions. I've got an orchestra in a couple of weeks. There's lots of things to go on there. So I'm gradually working my way through.
And do you mostly work here, or you've also had a studio as well? I understand.
What for this record?
Yes.
Well, yes, I did the drums and bass. I've been working with a drummer called Clive Deemer and a bass player called Charlie Jones. Clive plays with Portishead and played with Ronnie Size and people like that. But he's currently playing with Robert Plant in Robert Plant's band. Charlie Jones used to play with Robert Plant. He's currently with Goldfrapp. But they're both fairly, well-known musicians. Certainly around Bath and Bristol, they're as close to proper rock stars as you get. I mean, around Bath, there's quite a scene of that kind of thing. Because you've got Real World, Peter Gabriel's studio not far away, and Riverside, which is where I've been recording, is in Bathampton.
Do you generally have a thing that you want to accomplish when you set out to do a record, or? Usually,
I usually have an idea of how the record will feel.
And what's the feel for this one?
I don't know. I don't know if I could put it into words. It's going to be a little bit more expansive, but not expansive in that kind of cinematic way. It's not going to be a big widescreen record. It's probably. I'm hoping it's going to be a bit more of an easy to identify with record.
Okay.
I mean, I've started talking about the artwork and the title and things like that, and the brief that I've given to David Owen, who I think is doing the artwork again. We need to have a meeting. I've set him off on it.
Yeah.
Is that whereas the last one was very kind of, in the artwork and everything was kind of limited colours, it was reds and whites, and it was a kind of very red and white record.
Yeah.
This one is a lot more of a full spectrum thing, and I'm kind of in my head I'm imagining, like we were talking about like litmus test paper, the cards that show all the different pHs, and where it kind of starts at one point. Well, it starts at red and it works it's all the way over to green, or it starts at red and ends in violet.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So it's a thing with gradations between them. Gradations.
Yeah.
Is that the word?
That's the word.
Gradients. Yeah. I think it's going to be a lot more of a kind of there it is. There it is in front of you. It's easy to understand this record thing.
When you're working on your own, is it hard to stay focused? Do you find?
Yes, but I think it's something to do with the kind of self-discipline bit of it, which is not something I've ever been particularly good at.
So are you a 9-to-5 worker?
I wish I was.
Do you go into hours of?
No, to be honest, the best things that you do are the ones where you kind of get some enthusiasm for them and get on a roll. So the best things are where you do it in one sitting. And there are quite a lot of my things I've done in one sitting. Leaving Australia on Low Culture was pretty much done start to finish in one go. I mean, I'd had the idea floating around for a while, and then that thumb piano loop took a while. But once I'd got it, I pretty much sat there and did it, and then it was done. Yeah. And then I walked around listening to it with a sense of accomplishment for a few days. But that I mean, which kind of links on, I guess, to that's what I'm looking for all the time. The thing that you get excited, the thing that you get excited about, and then you hope that your excitement is infectious and other people are going to get excited about it. So yeah, I mean, I wish I had that discipline to work, but I generally work when I feel like it, and then. But I guess like everything, there's that Charlie Watts thing that his career had been, 5 years playing, 45 years sitting around.
Yes.
That's. It's pretty much that. Make your record is. A certain percentage.
You're waiting for those special moments to come along.
Yeah, and when I was studying, that was one of the things that they said about composition work, that if you had 5 good ideas a year, that was good going, and those ideas take half a second to arrive.
Yes.
So effectively you're doing 2.5 seconds worth of work a year.
But I guess
I guess the work is the bit that comes in afterwards, really.
How do you mean? Sorry.
Well, the work is capitalising on that idea and putting the graft in. The ideas are the bits that come easily, I guess.
Yeah.
Or not, But when things are right, they're generally quite. You don't sit down and strain for an idea.
Yeah.
The best things are the ones that just come to you.
But are they based around the theme of a song, a particular song? So you don't. Do you have any ideas happen in isolation, or do they happen in you've been working on this particular song and then you suddenly know how to do it?
I don't know. Pass. Any of it. It's kind of it doesn't, for me. It doesn't work quite like that. You either some songs you come across and I know what to do with. I think the reason I'm singing it is because I know what to do with that. I think I know what to. I know how to do this. Or I know what I can bring to this that somebody else hasn't, or other people couldn't at this moment in time. So I know what, in a way, I know where I fit into the story of this song. Do you see what I mean? I know what I can do with it and how I can move it on. Other things are a lot more sound based. So if you have that's the things that are like a riff, or and you're trying to find the song to fit the accompaniment.
Okay.
Which happens for me quite a lot. I mean, I have a guitar riff and I want to put it on something.
Yeah. So
you're searching to find the perfect fit. I mean, I think I'm just guessing, but I get the feeling quite a lot of people, of the kind of folky of my kind of generation of folk musicians do that. Certainly from the sound of things that they do, bits where the riff is the thing, and what you're trying to do is find a song that can support it. Okay.
Have you got any examples of that relate to the new record? Have you got any?
No, not yet. I mean, the classic example of that is the riff from Three Black Feathers.
Yeah.
Which was both a kind of little twiddle I had, and also thinking that fits with the song. That's what to do, and then they became kind of wedded together.
Yeah.
There's it's probably a bit high there. There's one of the songs on the new record. The song came first rather than the riff.
Yeah.
But it's got this kind of. Rolling thing. That kind of rolling idea. But yeah, it's I don't know. There's no hard and fast rules.
No.
Quite often these things come when you're. Well, it's easier when you don't have a guitar in your hands or don't have a instrument to hand. Your brain is by far the best.
It's when you stop thinking about it that you.
Yeah, and it doesn't restrict you, because if you can imagine more things than you can actually play, I guess. So if you it's better to imagine how something might go than to actually try and work it out, because then you get bogged down with what your fingers can do, or or fall into patterns of that chord just that falls under my fingers, so that's easy. Not there isn't a value of that. I mean, a lot of things come from kind of just noodling around as well, but not so much for me. Certainly not anymore.